All right, so last night was the Super Bowl. We'll talk about the game. I'll do a video on that tonight as well, so go to my channel and see that. It'll be posted around the same time. But this video is going to be about the Bad Bunny the Bad Bunny halftime Super Bowl performance that has become a political debate because in the world we live in now, everything's a political debate, right? All right. So we'll be quick review. I liked it. You can see from here, it officially becomes the most watched halftime show of all time, 135.4 million viewers, breaking that all-time record. I was a fan of it. I liked visually the way the sets looked and how much was going on. I liked the dancers. I liked him naming the 20 countries, including America, and saying we all make America. I loved him giving the Grammy to the little boy, which was, and just kind of what that symbolized. And I loved the fact that that was the same little boy that had that picture taken of him when being, taken by ICE. I loved him showing the people getting married, and those people were actually getting married. I think overall it was just a great performance, and my only criticism would really be and I like Bad Bunny. I listen to Bad Bunny. Some of the vocals on the song, some of the vocals sound a little bit worse when you also aren't understanding what he's saying. And some of the message, of course, isn't going to get past the average person when you don't understand what he's saying. So there were some times with some of the vocals where when I'm listening to Bad Bunny, like when I'm out of the country and I'm like at a resort and they play it, or if I'm in my headphones listening to it, and the fact that I don't understand it or I'm like trying to like read what it is, it I don't care less because the music like it just sounds so good. Whereas like in the living room, it's not going to sound as good. Okay. So the vocals and some of the messaging might not be understood by everybody, or my personal critiques. Now, if you're someone that wants to say, "Hey, it's not for me. I don't want to see a whole performance in Spanish," but I like the idea of the performance. I like the way it looked. Because if you say you don't like the way it looks, that's one of those things where you're just not being objective. So if you want to say, "Hey, whole performance in Spanish. I don't understand Spanish. Not for me, but it was a cool performance." I get that. You don't have to love it, and you don't have to hate it, right? Now the Trump cultist, which if you watch my channel, I call them cultists. That's what they are. They're in a cult. The Trump cultists who basically just hate that it's not white. They say it's not American. They say it's not this. They hate that it's not white, and are just being hateful for the sake of being hateful and for the sake of they're following their key talking points from Trump. It is what it is, This is what the people in that cult do. Now, when they mentioned Donald Trump wasn't even watching the weak ass I was gonna say Travelers Plus, the weak ass Turning Point USA halftime performance, are they gonna mention that there's like video coming out that Trump wasn't watching it? No, they won't mention that. Where you mentioned the Kid Rock performance was absolutely horrible, and he wasn't on beat. He wasn't even on beat, lip syncing to the songs, and he was jumping around like in like khaki shorts, like he was dressed like how sophomores in high school used to be dressed when like wearing khaki shorts and a t-shirt. Are we gonna talk about how awful that looked and how nobody cares about Kid Ink and no one actually listens to Kid Ink unless it's a song in like a movie, and like an Adam Sandler movie? Isn't like a Kid Ink song in like Grown Ups? Are we gonna talk about that? No, no. Are they gonna talk about how, or are they gonna mention how just at the end of the day they don't like the fact that it's someone that's not white who to them probably looks Mexican, speaking Mexican. They don't even want to say Spanish at the halftime of the U.S. Of the Super Bowl. No, they're not gonna mention that. Now I will say Laura Loomer, who, if you've heard of her, you probably had, she said it in the most easiest way to say it. Illegal aliens and Latin hookers twerking at the Super Bowl. Not a single white person or English translation at the Super Bowl. This isn't wide enough for me. Can't even watch the Super Bowl anymore because immigrants have ruined everything. This isn't wide enough for me. I personally like my hateful racist bigots to just come out and say I'm a hateful racist bigot in the most plain way, as opposed to lying around it with a bunch of stupid reasons that don't even make sense. Have some bravery with your hatred and just come out and mention it. Here's Matt Walsh, another right wing commentator. I didn't watch the NFL's halftime show, but I've seen clips here. Just an absolute disgrace and a massive middle finger to the fans to have their entire show in Spanish. Football is an American sport. This is our culture, our pastime. He's just going around it. He's just going around it. I don't want all these Mexicans that don't look like me. Just say what you want to say. Just say it and look like an idiot, a real hateful idiot like Laura Loomer. At least have the bravery to say it. But that being said, it broke history. Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance is the most viewed halftime show of 2026 on YouTube with over 30 million views. It surpasses All American Half Show by more than 10 million views and counting. Okay, 30 million, or let's look at this one, 135.4 million views. Obviously, people were not turning off. If you honestly turn off your Super Bowl to say you want to watch the American halftime performance of Kid Rock, again, ask yourself, am I in a cult? Can I critically think for myself? Am I able to take information and decide how I feel about it in my own way? Ask yourself that, because there's a great chance you cannot. Because the people in the person that you're getting this hateful rhetoric, this vitriol from at the top, he didn't even watch that stupid he didn't even watch it. Was it amazing? Did I wish it could be better? No. Did I wish it could be better? Yes. Is it acceptable for you to say you didn't like it? Yes. But if you're just hateful, stupid, just saying these dumb reasons, ask yourself, what's wrong with me? It was a halftime performance. They're not really, none of them have been that good lately. Why are we making it this big of a deal? Shout out Bad Bunny. Shout out Bad Bunny. He did what he was supposed to do, okay? Not that big of a deal.